and welcome. How are we all feeling today? We all know how busy the human mind is and how easy it is to get sucked into your thoughts. Your intrusive thoughts that make you think of doing the most bizarre things are usually a result of stress and anxiety and being quite overwhelmed as well. We tend to get consumed in our thoughts because we are not always fully aware of where the thoughts are coming from and the emotions that are associated with what we are thinking. We easily get stuck in this thinking cycle where we have the same mindset, the same rigid ways of thinking, and it becomes a thought process that turns into a cycle of negativity and self-hatred. The thing is, when we can't manage our thoughts, then we can't manage our emotions. If we can't manage our thoughts, we can't manage our mental stability, because thoughts can do a lot to a person. Now understand that the human mind is a very funny place, and naturally we will attract bad thoughts. We will attract negative things into our minds. That's just the funny way of how the subconscious works. You will have negative thoughts, but it is your choice whether you engage in them, whether you believe these things, whether you accept or reject them, whether they become a part of your truths. And most of the time, we are really not aware of these thinking cycles. We just get stuck into them because it's a familiar way of thinking until it becomes habitual thinking, which is having the same cycle of thinking over and over every single day. And it could be any thought or a string of thoughts or a specific mindset or perspective or understanding about certain things. We get stuck in our minds a lot, and we don't practice enough self-awareness to be aware of where we are in our minds and how our thoughts are progressing and what type of thoughts that we are having. We don't always think about it, and we just engage in everything that comes into our minds, and this is how we become overwhelmed and anxious, and some people even get paranoid because the thinking cycles can become too busy or too much. Eventually you feel like you can't get a break from your mind and you feel stuck. The important thing to understand about how the brain works is when we have our intrusive thoughts, most of the time we will not react upon these thoughts, but other times we think about it and we think, but what if I really did it? Now, your intrusive thoughts will come from a place of stress and anxiety and overwhelm. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person or something is wrong with you. It's just the way the mind thinks. It's just how the brain processes your experiences. When we don't have a good understanding of what we're thinking and what we are accepting and rejecting, we find it difficult to have emotional regulation. And we might struggle with emotional dysregulation if we are not placing awareness and accountability on the thoughts that we are having. And we know for a fact that most of the time it's difficult to follow a certain string of thoughts, and we tend to interrupt thoughts, or it becomes like a train station. Everything is leaving all at once and together at the same time, and these thoughts happen. They happen simultaneously or as a string or whatever it may be. We struggle to follow a single train of thought, which is important when you are making decisions and you are deciding things about your life. You need to be aware of that string of thoughts and not allow other thoughts to influence your train of thinking right now. And this becomes a problem when we have erratic and really high stress thinking. Then we get a lot of intrusive thoughts, a lot of bad thinking cycles. So it's important that you practice relaxation techniques, and also thought management, and your emotional regulation will also get better. So remember, you are unique and valuable. Take care of that beautiful person. Please feel free to leave a topic in the comment section and I'll make a video discussing it. Stay strong wherever you're from. See you next time.